And it's one of those season-high kind of nights for the Utah Jazz. They snapped their 4-game losing streak, and the Knicks' 4-game winning streak coming to an end. Utah Jazz winning 121-106. That is your final score. It's Saturday night, presented by State Farm here on NBA TV, and it's exciting for the Jazz, particularly for Lauri Markkanen. Renee, let's start with him. 34 points on 15 shots, second most points he scored this season. And coming into this game, we were like, man, when is Lauri Markkanen really going to get it going? It seems like 27 in the last game, 34 in this one. Can you show us how he was so effective?
Today, he's going to get it going. I mean, and it's an array of ways because he's one of those 7-footers that he can put the ball on the ground. He can get out. Beat it, boy! That's John Collins. And this is basically a John Collins assist because that block starts the fast break. Lauri's just the benefit of that. Now, here you have a smaller defender. Again, he is 7 feet tall. You throw the ball to him. Cat comes over way too late. It's over. It's already over. Again, another steal. Beautiful pass by Isaiah Collier right there on the money, easy buckets. And that's the thing for tonight. If you look at a lot of his points, wide open. And then you have situations like this. Again, threading the needle. Goodness, look at the pass, goes up. Watch your head, boy. He's just cooking right now, but a lot of his plays were just in open space. So we talked about the defense of the Knicks wasn't that bad. This is a case where the defense was that bad, but he also made all of his open attempts.
I asked myself, though, guys, why is this, only their fourth, win of the season? I know injuries are part of our league. Everyone goes through it. So is it the pieces that surround him not being consistent? We love Young Bull. We love what they're doing. I'm just like, there's enough talent there, and I know the Western Conference is steep the way it is, and each team beats each other up each night. I just thought it'd be a few more wins in Utah right now.
Well, how about their hot shooting tonight, 3D? 19 made threes. That's the most they've had so far this season, and it looked like something that seemingly they could do every night the way they were shooting.
Well, the ball was moving good, and I think Renee said it best. The Knicks, I know you're on the road trip right now. You didn't play the best perimeter defense. In our NBA, you see a few shots go down. You're sharing the basketball. You're like, oh, they're not going to play defense tonight? You just saw too many uncontested shots, and that's what gave the Jazz a lot of confidence at home today.
And, Renee, they scored 46 points in the paint, but it wasn't like hard-fought, post-up moves. It's like, he's wide open underneath the basket. Easy finishes for Utah.
Yeah, I mean, and look at the fast break, how they got out. We just watched Lauri Markkanen get 2 wide open fast break points, and then he also got a lob. When you're getting easy lobs like that, and I'm saying easy, but we got to credit the guards for Utah right now. We had talked about the guards turning the ball over, about them having 18 turnovers per game. Well, tonight they came in and they threaded the needle. They got their post players the ball. John Collins put in work. To your point, 3D, why can't they do that more often? Because these are players that they have the capabilities. They could play like this every night. The defense is probably not going to be that generous every night, but they have talent. They have talent on that roster.
Speaking of which, Colin Sexton reminded us why he's called a young bull. You've known him for a long time. 20 points in the second half, season high, 6 made threes. And once he got it going and flowing, it looked like it was a wrap for the Knicks.
I tell people all the time that the work ethic can really separate you from the average crowd, if you will. Because remember coming out of college, they said he can't shoot, he doesn't do this, but the way he works on his craft, works on his game, the three-point shooting, he's going to pick you up 94 feet. So for me, watching his development in Utah is fun to watch by the young bull.
Yeah, Colin Sexton, amazing down the stretch. Lauri Markkanen, amazing the entire game. And really starting to see him hit his stride, 3D. Look, if we looked in the Eastern Conference, you'd be like, oh, Utah, yeah, it's just their 4th win, but they could climb the standings. Is it already, too late out west because of how deep the Western Conference is?
When you look at the Western Conference, right, a team like Portland has 6 wins already. Sacramento, who we like, they only got 8 wins. And Wemby has already missed a few games. They got 8 wins. So all season long, we're going to look at this Western Conference and realize they're going to beat each other up. But to your question, I just thought Utah had enough talent. As much as we give Lauri Markkanen credit, and the way Collins played tonight, I thought they'd have more wins by now.
All right, Lauri Markkanen, again, second most points he scored this season. Here he is following the Utah Jazz victory at home.
Your second 30-point game this season. What did you see on the court tonight in order to execute the way you did?
We played as a team. That's what we've been preaching the whole time. We move the ball around. Everybody eats. Everybody gets open shots. And I think we did a good job on it today.
Speaking of playing as a team, 30 assists from the team tonight, 9 from Keontae, 6 from Jordan, just to name a few. But what did you like from that the ball movement tonight?
That's exactly what we do in practice. We keep talking about it, moving the ball, and playing as a team. That's really, we don't care about the individual stats, and that's how we just got to keep moving forward, and wins are going to start coming. So it's a good win.
There's close moments in tonight's game. There's also been a couple close games also that you guys have just played. But what do you like from your team so far? What have you learned from them at this point in the season?
The heart. We never stop fighting, and sometimes we've had a bad half. We can regroup at the halftime, and I think we put up a pretty solid 48 minutes tonight, and that's what we're after, and trying to keep getting better every day. So,
congrats, Larry. Thank you.
You know, we try to figure out where the Knicks went wrong, 3D. I look at you as a shooting expert, right? Knicks took 100 shots. So it's easy to see their percentage at 39%, right? It's an even 100 shots. But 51 of those were threes, and they shot 33% from long range. What do you make of that shot distribution and how inefficient they were, considering how efficient they have been?
Renee, we noticed the copycat league, and I understand the three-point ball. You know I love it. But sometimes I don't think teams have the right guys taking them. So early in the first half, we saw OG knocking down shots. They're breaking down the defense. They're doing a draw and kick. You're getting quality, wide-open three-point shots. The second half, we didn't see as many shots. And defensively, Knicks, I'm sorry, Knicks fans, you didn't play enough defense. You're taking the ball out the net. So now you're going against a set defense every time in the second half. So now, not making shots, not getting stops. That's why you were never in this ball game all game, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at the shooting percentages to what 3D is saying. 51% versus 39%, case closed. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a make or miss league, but it's also the shots you generate. You give yourself a better chance to make the shots if you're taking good shots. And for whatever reason, you also have to always credit the defense to a certain extent of missed shots. But the shot selection, it just wasn't there. You had OG who did have the hot hand early, but then the defense adjusted. It made other people take shots. Whenever you're missing shots, though, shooting 39%, you're just not going to win a lot of games, especially now when you have teams that are shooting at such a high efficiency.
All right, first game of a triple header is in the books. The Utah Jazz, they win their first for the first time in 5 tries. Up next, the guy with the hair, Kobe White. Beware, Memphis. That's on. It's Keontae George beating the buzzer at the end of the first half. The Jazz in the first half on a 10-2 run. They also had runs of 16-6 and 12-4 to take a 15-point lead at the break. Welcome to the American Express Halftime Report. That's Renee Montgomery. That's Dennis Scott. I'm Chris Miles. And 3D, there's a lot to talk about with the Jazz. They had an outstanding first half. Right. The one bright spot for the New York Knicks and their outside shooting, OG Anunoby, out there looking like you, man. Just catch and shoot 4 made threes.
Hey, a little shooter's paradise here in the first half. Catch and shoot. Don't put the ball on the floor. Josh Hart attacking the teeth of the defense. No man's land. OG catch and shoot, leaving it, shooting the ball with confidence. Same thing, a little dribble handoff fake. Come off that with purpose. Put the defense again. No man's land. Similar spot. Short corner. Shot ready, leave it, splash once again. And his last play, my favorite, you come off a stagger screen, out of bounds, step into it, you fall down, leave it. OG, we know your defense is there. We know you're going to play hard every night. But if you're shooting the ball like this, with Brunson and Bridges get going, Cat get going, the defense can finally wake up. I like what I'm seeing right now from the Knicks.
Well, you say the defense needs to wake up.
It's got to get going.
I think Larry Markkanen and John Collins, they must have gotten some great sleep. Because those two have missed a total of 2 shots combined and have combined for 35 points. But let's start with Larry Markkanen because he is the guy that got paid. He's the all-star on this team. 19 points in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, 19 points in the first half when you're averaging 18 per game, but it's how he scores. He just depends on how the defense plays him. You don't get a hand up, boom, splash. That's easy. You got a smaller defender on him, takes him into the post, Cat's too late, buckets already. Now Josh Hart is trying to match up with him. He just goes straight downhill, finishes in between 2 defenders. The efficiency is there. It's hard to guard somebody that's 7 foot that can.
The Utah Jazz delivered an impressive performance, defeating the New York Knicks 121-106 in a dominant display on Saturday evening. This victory showcased the Jazz's potential and highlighted the brilliance of Lauri Markkanen, who led the charge with a game-high 34 points. The Jazz set the tone early, taking a commanding 15-point lead by halftime. Markkanen's stellar shooting combined with a fourth-quarter explosion from Colin Sexton, who scored 25 points and drained 4 three-pointers, sealed the game in style. On the Knicks side, despite a season-high 27 points from OG Anunoby, 23 points from Jalen Brunson, and a double-double from Karl Anthony Towns, they struggled to find their rhythm. Shooting just 39% from the field and 33% from beyond the arc, the Knicks' normally potent offense was neutralized by the Jazz's relentless effort. This win is a statement for Utah, proving that even against a team coming off a 4-game winning streak, the Jazz can hold their ground and dominate. Markkanen continues to show why he's the cornerstone of this team, and Sexton's late-game heroics further solidify his importance to the squad. As the Jazz continue their season, performances like this highlight the potential of their roster and their ability to compete with top teams. It's a promising sign for fans and a testament to the team's growth. What do you think of this big win for the Jazz? Can Utah build on this momentum moving forward? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Utah Jazz updates. Stay tuned.